Welcome in. Welcome in. Our second stream here for the New York Giants kind of after series, as we will be looking to get through the rest of the regular season today. But as we get started, how is everyone doing today? Everything sound good? You could hear everything? No music this time, as obviously we're not in a off season. Some big things happening, obviously, today in football. Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. Everyone in chat last week, they were saying Seattle was going to win it all. I agreed. They did. Sorry, Patriots fans. They celebrated today. Looked like a pretty good showing. But we're going to slow roll into the start of this here because, again, we are going to try to get to the postseason today. As it stands, our Giants are 7-3, and that is almost of no thanks to the offense, which we will talk about. But the good news is we did very well in divisional play, wrapping that up with the last game of our previous stream. So we are at the top. We currently hold a 3-game lead on the Commanders as we swept them. We did split the series, however, to Philadelphia, or actually no, we split the series against Dallas. Philly actually, I believe, did sweep us this year. And that again comes down to the offense. It's been horrendous this year. Changing things up to the sim, it's a different style. Obviously, we're not in charge of running every single play, so the play calling has been different. Cameron Scadaboo missed the first handful of games, but since coming back has only led the 25th best rushing team. A far cry from where we were the last couple seasons. The passing game has never been that strong for us, but wow, has the defense been good for us this year. They have won us basically every single game. As we just take a look, you could count on one hand how many games we've scored 20 plus points offensively. Meanwhile, the defense has only given up one game above 20 points. So big job here from the defense this year, but we need the offense to come through. So I have come up with somewhat of a plan. Basically, I just went to Google to try to find what offensive playbook is actually going to run this team like we were running, a run-first program. So as we did change up our scheme a little bit last time to the vertical power run, still very much fits our offense. We kind of changed around the playbook. We're changing it again here to Cleveland's because according to Google, this is the most run-focused offense. They say power, though it is listed as a zone run West Coast schemes. Try that again. West Coast scheme. So we're going to see how it functions. But when I look at the formations here, I see a lot of I, weak, strong. There is some pistol. There is even some split back, still with a shotgun. So we're going to see how that works. But it says that this offense is based off of using the run to set up play action and attack short and intermediate. That fits our offense, but we're definitely going to be testing it today as we do one more last recap of what the season has looked like up to this point. Jackson Dart, 250 passing attempts so far, comparing that to just 93 rushing attempts from Cameron Scadaboo. He's only played in 8 of these games, so he is averaging around 11 to 12 carries per game. Nowhere near where he should be. Even with those, he is averaging 4.5 yards per carry, which in the sim style is pretty good. Obviously, Edwards and Etienne did get around 50 more rushes while Scadaboo was gone. So in total, we're going to say that that's around 140, and that is still less than half. Yes. No. Around half of what Jackson Dart has thrown. So that ratio's off. It should not be 2-to-1 passing to run. We're looking for the opposite, 2-to-1 for running to passing. So hopefully this will help us today. I'm talking about joining the franchise. This is a offline franchise. All franchises are offline. Though down the line, I would love to potentially do like a community franchise, maybe more a community dynasty perhaps. That is, though, a good bit down the line. But as we look to officially get things rolling here with our first game, as mentioned last time, for those that were not here, this year doing the sim, I am not doing any sort of staff abilities that are boosting the ratings of our players. The only boost we get are from the playbooks themselves, because there's just not a way around it. So I'll just get these set up to what we normally run. 4-2-5 play sheet and batch o blitzes for the defense, red zone passing, and heavy sets for the offense, which I'm hoping will also help out even more with that run-focused game plan. As for the training, again, I do the same thing every time. Avoid some wear and tear during the games and avoid injury in practice, so that way we have our guys nice and healthy. We'll get this all set up. Looks like we do have some guys banged up, so quick check on that. No half pads. Scattaboo, you could rest on up. We need him for this game, as we need to not necessarily win out. We're at a pretty good spot, but we don't want to slip up here, especially offensively where we have struggled. So we'll get through some trainings. And before I did go live, yet again, we had our second-year linebacker in Andrews coming to us and being like, hey, rookie OTAs. So apparently his head has not healed much at all. Does look like we suffered an injury here, though, to Hunter Jones. So he's going to be out this week, one of our rotational defensive frontmen. Good news, the defense is pretty deep at that spot. Get a couple upgrades in here. We'll jump into our first game rather shortly. Drew Sanders, we're going to get his coverage ability up, we hope, and it does get up. That's one thing I hope they do fix in the next Madden. If I click on a specific thing to upgrade, I want to see those things upgrade, not other things. We're going to go possession, though, here for DeMarco Hayden, the rookie tight end. Haven't seen much from him. Does get a nice boost to his medium route running and catching, a little release in there as well. All in all, hopefully we see him start to take off with the offense in general taking off. But we're going to jump on in here. Going to look to get through this first game rather quickly, as the Minnesota Vikings, unfortunately, are 2-8. So while we get set up for that, I'm going to take my face off of here, and we'll get ready to head on into the first game. Make sure we have our new playbook. Indeed, we do. So let's return then to East Rutherford, hosting the Minnesota Vikings. And we've got a heavy rain game. Nothing says let's avoid passing the ball like a heavy rain game with Jackson Dart at quarterback. He has struggled in this kind of atmosphere over the last few seasons. Did find some victories, though, in some blizzard conditions. Now we need him to do that in some typhoon conditions, perhaps? Going to pull out some weather terms here as we get the first game rolling. Not by taking the field. We're going to start with a quarter sim here. Again, we've got about 7-8 games to get through. So let's see how the team does out the gate here. Well, an early first quarter touchdown is big as we take the lead. We struggled to find those first quarter touchdowns last time out. We get one here in the second, and a 14, now 21-7 lead as we find our way through halftime. We'll get through the third as well, looking to extend that lead, though the Vikings draw it closer. And we'll look to jump in here at the start of the fourth quarter. It is a 3rd and 4 at the 41. Hard to kind of see the players here, but it is a run to Scattaboo, who slips the tackle. He's got the first down inside the 35. 6 rushes, a $114. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be back. Cameron Scattaboo. It's been a while since we've seen him go over 100. And he's got us moving closer to the red zone here with another big lane down the middle. And that's not Sendejo at safety for the Vikings. Couple things to note, though, with this Vikings team. 2 of their linebackers, formerly players for Coach Barrington at Stanford. We'll keep an eye on them. I believe number 54 sending himself on the blitz. They're not getting into the backfield as Etienne checked in. See him looming over the middle. That is Damian Drogan. Did end up winning a Defensive Rookie of the Year in his rookie campaign. Dart steps up, looks to get by Drogan, who lowers the shoulder into Jackson Dart, about a yard short of the line to gain. And I don't know what that attempt was from Robinson. Perhaps he tried to help him up, perhaps not. This looks to be a long one, so call it 3rd and 2, a heavy set. Fedoni motions towards the top, a little zig back into his fullback spot. Good lead block. Scatterboo trying to finish this run strong. Gets us set up, goal to go inside the 8. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy so far with the playbook. Not seeing as much of the I form yet. Perhaps Fedoni likes that, might see a little bit more snaps at tight end. But here goes Scatterboo into Damian Dragan. Dragged down by Ivan Pace Jr. inside the 3. And already we've seen more carries from him this drive than almost every other game combined last time out. But a 2nd and goal, too high. And it's going to be a keeper here. Dart going to lose about 3 on the read option. Might have read that option poorly. We all know Dart likes those touchdowns. He's been throwing it around a lot this year. Might need to look to do so. Has his big body slot rookie receiver up top in Alexander, as they will look to throw. Too tall for anyone on the field to get a touch on it. And after a long drive here, we'll look to settle for a field goal. Tyler Bass, right hash, about the 12-yard line will be where the kick takes place. Looking to take a 10-point lead, and we secure it. Inside the 4th, it is a 2-score ball game. Now it's going to be up to this defense to make sure we hold on to that. And we will watch the next drive as well, as it's a solid kick returned from inside the 10 by the 25 and stopped up there. Nathan Oliver and company bringing him down. And a new man at quarterback here, Eric Garcia, one of the top running quarterbacks this year in terms of quarterback rushing touchdowns. Unfortunately for the Vikings, it has not netted many wins. Just 2 on the year, and they start with a Maryland eye, and that's McCarthy. I misread. It's Garcia at running back, and he's taking it all the way inside the 20 and gone. Well, you know how we said that we had such a good defense to start today? Our first look on defense, they get up about a 75-yard touchdown. Garcia climbing to the top of the running back leaderboard. Could have sworn I saw Jalen Hurts on that list. That was the confusion. But for J.J. McCarthy, he gets bailed out, as it will look to be 24-21 following this PAT. Giants struggling still to put these games away. One play, 74 yards, and that said 10 seconds. Not what you want to see here. We're going to look to slow things down once again. See if our offense can drive. We get plus side. We will tune back in as we face a 3rd and 6 here. Picking up 8, there's the rookie Jeremiah Alexander with the catch, though it's a throwaway on 1st down. Jackson Dart losing 3 on the next play. Dallas Turner with the sack. It's 3rd and 13. And Cameron Scatterboo only finds 2 with about 2:45 to go. Vikings got ball, and they are not that far away from field goal range. So let's slow this thing down. Defense, love to see it come through this time. Garcia not on the field. Garcia on the sideline as his replacement takes the handoff. Top side, only gaining 1. Nathan Oliver, good open field tackle. And perhaps a yard and a half. They give him a little bit extra there. So 2nd and 8 with some motion to the bottom of their tight end. McCarthy throws over the middle to that tight end. Going to pick up about half the yardage needed, setting up a 3rd and 4. JJ, no touchdown, no interception for him so far today. A $166 through the air as we move inside 2 to play. A big game for the Vikings, trying to just get something this season as McCarthy scrambles, diving head first at the 42. It's a 1st down, Vikings. Defense not quite showing up here yet. Couple guys on this defense looking for some contract extensions. Would love to see them show up here. A lot of pre-snap motion. will look to be a delayed handoff. Garcia with some space initially, picking up a quick gain of 5, a $127 for him on the ground. 74 of that coming off of his previous carry. As he stays in the backfield here. McCarthy slips. I don't know what he's doing, but he almost got by Abdul Carter, but I think Carter's got the better cleats as he doesn't slip, taking down JJ back at the 37. Vikings with 2 timeouts, about a minute to play, 3rd and 15. Coach gets aggressive with the blitz, and it's broken up. Kevin Salmon just punched that ball away from Jets. He's looking for the flag, none coming down. It's 4th and 15 with a minute to go. Vikings need a first down here. Again, coach gets aggressive. It's tipped away. Couldn't see who that was. It might have been Roseman, the man coverage specialist, and a turnover on downs. Giants looking to ice this game. We can definitely use it. Inside a minute to go, we start inside field goal range. Cameron Scattaboo down the middle. He finds 4. And 1 more timeout remains for Minnesota. We'll see if they can get that ball back here with a stop. So with that being said, we'll jump right back on into it here. Want to see some more carries to Cam Scattaboo. We have not seen many from him this season. The tight look is Cam, shaking off of one, cannot get away from the bunch, but the final timeout is called. Now you could kneel it here. You would still have to pump that ball away. First down ensures game is over. But it looks like coach is gonna head and taking that knee. Jackson Dart will kneel this one down. We'll see that clock run on down to around 6-7 seconds. You hope Madden would run it down to that point before punting that ball away or tacking on some late game points. This one would be kicked from around the 36. And it's got a good angle, good power. We will tack on 3. Vikings with just a handful of seconds remaining. They are down by 6. Need a good kick here, though we do want them to return it. Take some time off that clock, as it'll be returned right up the hash, and a big hit at the 25. 5 seconds left. Why not? Let's finish this game out on the field. Prevent defense. This is as long as there's no penalty. Knock on wood, cross your fingers. McCarthy's going to have to put all that 9 behind it as he lets it rip to the bottom sideline, and it's caught out of bounds. Game is over. That was Fulton with the grab, but 27-21. Giants bring home yet another dub in yet another one-score affair. But the biggest thing with this game is we saw Cameron Scattaboo tote that rock a number of times, over 100 yards for the first time this season. That is massive for us. And we'll look to move along here. Again, we are looking to close out the rest of the regular season here today. And as we get ourselves back here, a couple quick upgrades. We're going to go hybrid here, Tyrone Heggie. He was a hybrid safety for Coach Barrington at Stanford. Gets a nice +3 there to zone, +2 to play rec. I believe we got one more, Corey Black as well. Let's go slot for him. And that is also a pretty good upgrade. +2 to the man and play rec, plus some pursuit and zone. And welcome my face on back here to the screen. Big win. We're going to take a quick look at the stats there just to get a good gauge at how the running game went in that one, the total numbers, so that way we could track it over the next few games here and see if this playbook is meeting our needs. But a big win. Dart had 2 passing touchdowns, no turnovers, 21 attempts, solid attempts there. But you don't want to have a lower completion percentage than J.J. McCarthy. Rushing the ball, only 11 carries, still here for Cameron Scattaboo, so still not getting the total number that we're looking for. He did have a long of 90 in that sim, so you take that out. He had 10 carries for about 50 yards, still a good average there. Need to see the total carries continue to go up. But I liked what we saw there, so we're going to keep this offensive playbook for at least the next couple games, see how it pans out. We've got the Bengals and the Bears up next. Battle of the Bees here. So let's see how they're doing. Let's get over to the next week. How's everyone else doing here today? Anyone catch any of the Seahawks celebration today? Of course, as always, I did see some Philadelphia fans posting some photo comparisons. Definitely were not accurate, but I do always love that Philly is here to fight. Bengals up next. They are 5-6. I think this could very well be a game, although they do have a really good passing offense. Number 1. Number 2 in points per game. Their defense is just not that good. The running game is horrific. 42.5%. Or percent. 42.5 yards per game. But I think this might be one that we do look to just straight sim through, as we now hold a 5-game lead. It's looking like this NFC East division is almost clinched here. If we just do some quick math, what does the rest of the season look like? How many games are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So, if we win this next game, this Bengals game, we would have clinched the division for the 3rd straight season. So maybe we do at least jump on in and just kind of see roughly what we're looking at. Now, as for, again, house rules this year, all the scouting I am not touching, though we will be in charge of the drafting. But I'm leaving that all up to the staff. I want to make this as difficult as possible for us. Soul Diablo, you didn't watch the game? Didn't have a dog in the fight? I mean, sometimes you just got to watch the fight. I will say this year definitely felt like it was going to be one-sided. I would have loved to see what the Super Bowl would have been like if it was Seahawks and the Broncos. Unfortunately, obviously, the Broncos lost their quarterback on what I think was the kneel down, the final play. So that was really bad for him. We'll say the Pats defense, though, really, really good first half. And I'm going to be nice to some things, but definitely Pats defense played well the first half. No one showed up for them the second half. But let's get a little bit more going here. Weekly strategy. Again, I just wish you could lock this in for every single week. It's one thing I do like college football. You don't have to do this. We'll just click a few buttons here. Let the CPU decide if we stay healthy, if we do not. Even though we try to ensure we do every time. Move along here. We are all healthy. That's good. I do the full pads, if anyone was wondering. I know sometimes in Madden's past, I did not do full pads, but I just haven't seen it be that big of a problem this year. And as I say that, no new injuries do occur, so that is all good news. Do have a couple upgrades, and we will jump in to at least watch the lines cross the screen. A lot of upgrades here across the board. All right. Good week of practice, I guess. Starting with Tafoya. Give me some more power. At center, the run game does get going. We need it. He gets +2 to awareness and a run block. Not too bad a guy. We've had to move around a lot. Marcus Mbo playing his last season with us. We saw it last time. He has decided he doesn't want to come back. He has no interest. That's another house rule. They don't show any interest. We don't look to bring him back. Jeremiah Alexander, the rookie, gets his 2nd or 3rd upgrade of the season. He's up to a 78 true. Does get a speed boost there. That's nice. Overall, really solid stretch of ratings there. That has him now at 92 for speed, 88 acceleration. Really good short, medium route runner. Catching traffic is really good. I'm glad that we are expanding this offense a little bit to get these other receivers involved too. May need to consider getting some of these guys like Ethan Brink, one of our young guys with an ability slot unlocked. So that means he's at least a superstar. I think we do need to try to get him on the field this year. Might even do it this next game over Cam Williams. We'll take a look at those two before we jump on into this next game real quick. Couple more upgrades to run through. Dalvin McLeod, next man up for us at the linebacker spot with a good set of upgrades. Play rec, block shedding as well. second-year man. And the rest of these guys, I think we're good to auto-upgrade. We'll get them upgraded again. We'll check in on the 2 players real quick. As long as I find the right button. I really don't like that they separated those this year. Liked it better how it was before. One more over right guard. Williams. Let's get this actually fixed back up here. Now, it has them actually down at a 68. That is a bit surprising. But I know he's listed left guard, but I still feel like the ratings would be good enough to have him there. I guess that awareness is really low. 51 awareness. What is his awareness at left guard? 68. So I don't feel like it used to do that. I feel like that is a fairly new thing. And I don't like it because offensive linemen all the time switch between right and left side. So it doesn't look like we're going to be looking to get a start for him here because the one spot he would get that start, apparently Madden said no. So Madden, answer that for us. Sol Diablo, are you able to remap controls? I don't think so. Would it even be under user settings? Game controls? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an option to remap, at least on console. I don't know if Madden is on PC. I know college football isn't. If it is on PC, you might be able to. But typically, these games aren't ones that you do have that option. But I think it's time we jump into another game here, looking to clinch a division. Quick double check. Yep, we are good to go. So once again, I'll take my face out of here. And we'll look to jump on in to our second game, hopefully a quick game. And again, just double checking. We got that Cleveland playbook. We are on the road this time as we head to Cincinnati, Ohio. The Bengals, not the year they've been looking for, around 500, looking to climb back up. They could do that if they could find a way to get by this defense. Obviously, Minnesota found their way to 20-plus points. The second time only this year, our defense has allowed 20-plus points. Joe Burrow and the #1 passing offense in the league. Can they light up the secondary? Meanwhile, the Giants somehow still are 8-3, putting together some wins despite having one of the most horrific offenses this season, keeping these games tight. And we'll see how the lines are drawn here, quite literally, as we do start with that, again, quarter sim here. Almost had a good drive there. Looks like it stalls out twice. We'll get into the second quarter as once again, no one puts up points there. We do find a quick touchdown, though, to start the second, since he does get the field goal. Very slow game yet again here. The defense is controlling things as we do finally find that 2-score lead. Cincinnati, they're only finding themselves some field goals. So we're going to slow it down here into the fourth as we punt away. 14-6 at the start of the fourth. Almost a safety there, 3rd and 8. And they only manage a gain of 5, though a terrific punt, 66 yards. Fair catch from Jack Hoffman. So we'll start inside our own 25. Get some running going here. A couple runs from Trevor Etienne. Don't tell me we've had any more big injuries, especially to Cam Scadaboo. There we go. Thank you, game, for listening to me. As we get that first down here with a gain of 11 to the rookie. Taking this one plus side. We will jump. Well, the rookie doesn't want us to jump in because he just found the touchdown as we open this one up 21-6. I was going to say we'll jump in. If we get inside the red zone, Tyrone Heggie now. You get injured on the same play, you give up a massive amount of yards and penalties. That's not what we're looking for here. We were already thin at the safety spot. There's Abdul Carter looking for that extension as well. A 3rd and 8. Defense stands up here, 4th and 3, I imagine. They do go for it, and they get it. Tucker Clary with a gain of 4. We're going to let this one roll on here as they do find the touchdown. But we're going to get that ball looking to just run this clock away with that first down. That should just about do it. 3rd and 12 here as we kneel this game to a close. 2 wins to open up today. 21-13, though that one still technically falls as a 1-score game. It was well in hand. We did have a 2-score lead for a majority of it. We're going to need to check in on that injury as well to Tyrone Heggie. But that's big, and that should mean we just won the division. So let's wrap this up here. Go check out those standings. Looking for some big news and not bad news on Tyrone Heggie's part. Let's get a little bit of some power rush in here for Maurice Alakai. Real fun name. Really glad we brought him in the Stanford series and now obviously into this series as well. As again, we are out of the game. Bring my face back on in here. And that's good news. I don't see an injury update here, but we will just go ahead and double check. When I find the right screen, there we go. Injury report, all good. But this was the concern, obviously, week to week here with Deonte Banks. Hopefully we do get him back. We would love to have both of our safeties healthy. So that's all good news. We'll jump over to the Bears week where we look to see, I believe it's the X marking the clinching of the division. A couple screens to run through before we get there. But I will say Madden did fix it rather quickly. But did we clinch the division? I don't see the marking here, despite the fact that we are still up 4. So maybe I just miscounted. Maybe we need one more. Miscounted earlier when I said quarterback when he was a running back, so I guess that makes sense. NFC East, not quite clinched yet. How's the entire NFC looking like? It's pretty close up top here with the Packers, ourselves, and the Lions. But no one has clinched anything yet. Commanders here, the number 4 team at 6-6. Look at how many 6-6 teams there are. NFC not looking so dominant this year. AFC, yeah, they're looking a little bit better. Their bunch is set up at the 7-5 spot, so they're at least above 500. So it looks like this next game might end up being the decider then on clinching a playoff spot. And once again, the Chicago Bears not having a good season. Madden, please fix yourself. Please fix yourself here. I'm not even going to bother taking my face away for this because I know what's going to happen. Yep. There's Mark Andrews. We all know that rookie ready for OTAs in his 2nd season, even though he's been a starter for a season and a half up to this point. Those concussions are real. Protect yourself out there. We might need to give him a Guardian cap. Honestly, I think we should. Let's see if that fixes it. We're going to try to give this guy a Guardian cap. I've never done that in the game. I'm assuming you could do that. We're going to find out. Give me Mike Andrews. He's got an upgrade. That's also good for him. Let's see if we can give this man a cap. He needs to protect that brain. He needs it. Edit gear. I know some players have it in the game, so I'm assuming we could put it on our own players. Yes, we can. Yeah. Guardian cap here for our linebacker because he's stuck almost a year and a half in the past. So let's see if that helps him out a little bit here. Very unfortunate for our... Was he a first round guy? I know he was at least top 3 round pick. It is what it is. Happens in the game of football. Let's make sure we are not taking any of these coaching boosts here. Just strictly looking for some boost. Quarterback boost. Rookie snap for gold medal. It's intriguing. Give me an upgrade here for linebacker. Because we got some young linebackers on this team, and who knows, Mike Andrews may not last very long with the head problems he's had. And they've been undiagnosed on the team because he's never left a game for a concussion, but clearly. And this is not to make fun of concussions, because concussions are real. More so making fun of EA. Get that all reset. Move along here. Do have some wear and tear, it seems. And that's Andrew Thomas. Now, we want him healthy. That is for sure. Also, Morgan seems to be a bit banged up. Why is the left side of our line so banged up? Defense, though, have some guys that have a little bit of some wear and tear. Should be okay. Well, we will find out rather shortly. No injuries here. Knock on wood, cross your fingers. Offense is good. Defense is fully healthy. Deonte Banks is returning from injury. So now our defense is going to return to their best form. And like we said, Mike Andrews does have some upgrades here. We're going to go pass coverage for him. Trying to make sure these guys stay pretty level. With +3 to the man. That's a solid upgrade. Khalid Lashley, another linebacker we took in a mid-round. I want to say third round. We're going to go run stopper for him. Could potentially be a starter come next season. Do you guys want to see another live stream season? Or would we like to see more of a video for the whole next season? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments here. You could just let me know on the channel as well. We've been posting a lot of polls on the channel to get your guys' input on the structure of the channel moving forward. Appreciate everyone who has been voting. Your votes do matter, and they will take effect. I'm planning on that being at the end here of this series. Perhaps a little bit before then. Though you guys did vote to keep the current 5 video a week system, scheme, whatever you prefer to call it. So we will be continuing with that. Deontay Fisher, that's one who I'm not aware of. Might have been a late round rookie. Am I correct? He is a late round rookie. He was the hidden dev. He might have been our Mr. Irrelevant. I feel like our Mr. Irrelevant guy was a hidden dev. Obviously hasn't seen the field. But speaking of seeing the field, once again, we're going to jump in here. We're going to see how much of this game we do get into. With that, obviously, jumping back out onto the field, take my face off of it, because when we watch football, we want to watch football, not my head on the screen. We are good to go back home. East Rutherford taking on the lowly Chicago Bears. They have dropped off here as we look to clinch a division with a win. Because if we do, it doesn't matter what the Commanders do. They could win, and it is still all ours. We've seen this team take the field many a time, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. Get to our screen of lines. As we do start with that quarter sim. With a really good march there, but the defense just gives it all back. 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. I was about to say I was really happy with what I saw there. Offense once again does march, but the defense gives it up. As we head to halftime, tied up 14 apiece. Third quarter starts with Chicago taking the lead, and we do not answer. So we're going to need to slow this game on down here as we jump into the fourth. It's a 2nd and 2. Ball is on our side at the 34-yard line. A bunch up top here. Jackson Dart, as he will look to pass that ball. Backing up off the pressure, throws over the middle and caught. That is the rookie tight end in Hayden. $130 for Dart so far on the day. Like to see some of these other receivers getting involved, but still I want to see heavy carries for our running back. As we go back-to-back passes here, that's Neighbors over the middle. Going to be a hard-earned gain of 5. Taking a couple hits there at the tail end. Young checks onto the field here. Receiver number 4 for the Giants up top. As Dart continues to throw, he goes to Young over the middle. First down and plus side to the 42. Definitely seeing a lot more spread looks here. Other receivers getting involved the last couple years. Giants primarily been a 2-receiver team. Obviously working out for him with those 3 Lombardis. An empty set now for Dart, who's under pressure, and he's going to get dropped. Losing 4, Carl Granderson with the sack, and just straight up beat the right tackle. It was the left side of this offensive line that got beat up. That was Mbo giving up the sack. Looks like Thomas playing on the left side here. Dart Throws up top. It's back to, no, not Young. That's Alexander, a Young receiver. He did get speared down into the turf, picking up the lost yardage. 3rd and 10 here. Another pass dart up top. Coming back for it. Young stopped up short. A 4th and 1 at the 33. And we're going to have to do a little something here. Offense might have went for it themselves, but I want to ensure that they do go for it. So we're going to jump out here. We're going to look to run a play. Occasionally we will do this. Soul Diablo enjoying the live streams. Love to hear that, but appreciate it very much. 1st and half a yard, about 3/4 of a yard here. Running that out left side, but waiting for it was Edmonds. He slices through that line, puts his body on the line as he's a little bit banged up after the play, or that might have actually been someone else. Either way, Chicago's defense banged up, but they get the job done as we forego the opportunity to at least take a field goal. Need our defense to come through here for us then. Christian McCaffrey on the Bears. Come on now. That's just rude. 3rd and 5. CMC doesn't get the ball. Caleb Williams throws it away. Our offense will have less than 4.5 minutes to tie this ball game up. And it looks like to be a long field, already facing 3rd down and a throwaway. Offense does not get it done. This is a drive I think we do need to check in on. See if our defense can pick us up a quick stop. We're not looking to drop a game in a playoff clinching scenario. 21-14 Chicago in front. And with that possession, though no gain, and CMC's wearing 35, that's even worse. Though we will take it. 2nd and 10 following no gain. Chicago is letting that clock drain off this clock. I think I might have said that weird. Is letting the time drain off the clock. Back to CMC into the now Guardian-capped Mark Andrews. First timeout called for Coach Barrington. He'll have 2 more remaining plus the 2-minute break. We need that ball back. We need our offense to put some points on the board. Seeing a bit more rotation so far in this game. Our guys might be a little bit banged up. Williams under pressure, and he throws it away again on 3rd down. 4th and 10, they will punt away. We'll have the 2-minute warning for the offensive side. Trying to extend this game. We need a touchdown to tie it 21 apiece. Looking for a decent return here. Hoffman calls fair catch. He had some space. Dart will lead the offense out onto the field. Starting at the 15, they'll need to go 85 yards to tie. And we'll need to jump right back into the viewing booth. Good news for Chicago, though. Number 99, who did get banged up there on that previous drive, is back out onto the field. Dart looking to throw here, or steps up, now delivers over the middle. There is Alexander fighting forward, though a big hit comes crashing in from number 30 to keep him short. And the 2-minute warning arrives here rather quickly. Now, in the past, I've jumped in times like this to control the clock. I'm going to save that until maybe around 30 or so seconds. I want to see how the offense manages this here. Neighbors with the quick catch, first down, but that clock is moving. As we approach 1.5 minutes to play, still needing that touchdown to tie things up here. Another quick pass. That's to Aiden, who takes a couple hits, but somehow still finds the first down. Unfortunately, not college ball here, so that clock does keep rolling. As we move by the 40, still not by the midfield line yet. Dart with a clean pocket, checks down Cameron Scattaboo. Will get to the 50, taking a 3-way hit. Was probably a better way of saying that. But takes at least a gain of 9 there. As we do call one of our timeouts, 1 more remaining as Dart rips it up the sideline. He's got Young, who gets almost decapitated as he's taken out at the 16. But a big play there from the Giants. With a bunch up top, they're looking for the end zone now as Dart once again steps up and he gets picked off. There goes the hopes, looking for a big return here as well by Hayden. No one's gonna catch Brisker. We went from potential touchdown to down 2 possessions with 48 to go. Chicago will not let us clinch the playoffs against them. Jaquan Brisker jumps the route intended for Neighbors. Not a good choice there from Dart. He should have just ran that ball. Well, that's about the least we've come to expect from Jackson Dart. He's forced a lot of passes in this series, some of which were definitely my doing. But a 4th and 2 here, that is ball game. 27-14, the winning streak is snapped as Chicago moves to 5-8. Still leaving some hope here for the Washington Commanders. Soul Diablo talking about how the Niners are the 12th seed right now. Yeah, I guess they couldn't afford CMC. I think they're one of the teams that have consistently been in cap really bad space, to put it the nicest way. Yeah, they've not managed their money well. A lot of superstars there. A lot of high money. Speaking of high money, I think we need to transition into paying some of our players. Before we do that, Trevor Etienne, one of the players up for contract extension, has already told the team this will be it for him and the New York Giants after this season. And there's a new injury. Not good news. I'll share my reaction with you all. One new injury. Who could it be? I did see a backup edge rusher out there. It could be Thibodeau. It's not Malik Johnson, dislocated ankle, 6 to 10 weeks. That is brutal. He could potentially be back in the playoffs, but it's not guaranteed. That would explain why Young was out there. He made some plays, though. He made some plays. But that's big. Really big. So we'll have to move to the next week where we face the Ravens. Still looking to clinch, though if Washington also lost, we will still clinch. It's just not the celebratory clinch we were looking for. So as we scroll onto the side, no clinch yet. Washington improves to 7-6. We still sit, though, in the 2nd seed. Detroit, 10-3. I'm pretty sure we lost to Detroit. Let's do a double check on that. Pretty sure we lost to Detroit. Yeah, we did. 10-17. A lot of one-score games. For the first time, first time this year. Gave up 27 points. Defense has been pretty good. Defense has been pretty good. Where are they still ranking here? Basically top 5. Opponent rushing just outside of that top 5. I think our rushing yards have improved slightly. Our passing yards have improved slightly. Same as points. Barely. So the offense is moving in the right direction. We will quickly check, because I didn't check over the last couple games, what the carries were here. So against the Bengals, Scattaboo, only 10. Averaging 5.4. Give the man the rock. Simple as that. Give the man the rock. Bears. Not many points for us. Jackson Dart with that interception. Big bust. 13 carries at least, 4.5. So I still think we need a bit more Cameron Scattaboo. He's still not getting the yards to help open up, or the carries to help open up even the passing game. I really need a new edition of NFL head coach. For sure. Would do it. Would probably be a really good stream series as well. But now we have the 9-4 Baltimore Ravens. The same as us, as we are still looking to claim this division. It's been within reach. We just haven't gotten the job done yet. This one we might need to focus on it a little bit more. So once again, we'll run through this real quickly. Get everybody all set up. Do not change this at all. It is a scheme we run every single time. And one couple more changes. Try to keep our guys as healthy as we can. And by keeping healthy, we need to make sure we're giving some guys some breathers. Yeah, go ahead and rest up. Defense. Yeah, we got a lot of guys banged up here, so let's give some rest to some of our guys up front. Looks to be pretty good there. Tyrone Heggie. You know what? We'll give you half pads. We don't need any more of our safeties going out. So we'll simulate that. Big game in front of us here with the Ravens. And we pull off the win. Can our offense come alive? Malik Johnson, that's rough. He was having a really good previous stream. Haven't seen him as much here with this new playbook. We'll have to see if Young and some of these young guys can step up. Pun not intended, but more than welcome. Hunter Jones, continue to upgrade him as nose tackle. He could be our nose tackle of the future. As Alexander, one of the guys who has said he does not want to come back. Carl Hill, another young, honestly, potentially even tradable offensive lineman here for us. Another hidden dev. We really hit big on those in the last draft. Massively hit on those. And those two guys can be auto upgraded. But before we jump into this big game here, let's try to boost some morale by sending out some player contracts. And we're talking about a lot of money with this first one. Abdul Carter, 5 years, $223 million. Absolute massive money, but we do have, it is behind my head, but we do have almost $200 million in cap space just for this next season. So it's definitely workable. Bring myself back here. Try to bring a little bit of a boost here. And I'm one that I like some even numbers. So we're going to shuffle this around a little bit. Talking about a $22 million bonus and $22.50 per season for that salary. Looking to lock down the X Factor Abdul Carter. And he will continue to play for this Super Bowl winning team. Now for Cameron Scattaboo. He's looking for, in total, around 10, a little bit less than 10 million, actually a little bit more than $10 million. I know how to do math. Probably around 12-ish or so. Very workable. Both these guys the same overall, both X Factors. That's just the running back market. There's nothing I can do about it besides just boost up that salary a little bit more for how much he's done here. And that's a good offer. He doesn't say we're fantastic, but hey, I'll take it. Cameron Scattaboo locked down for another 3 seasons after this year. As for the guys that will not be coming back, Darius Alexander will not be. Jackson Dart will not be either. ETN we talked about not coming back. Marcus Umbo. Some depth at the DT spot, some depth at safety. Fedoni doesn't want to come back. He's done being that fullback. Donovan Edwards, he's been a backup for us a couple times. If we look to bring back Chris Colvin, though, that could be a good replacement. Also younger. Another depth guy at linebacker. And then we've got some fifth-year options to decide on. Most of the time with these, I say no. Save me that first-year big hit, and I'll extend them for a longer term next year, typically for cheaper. Sometimes for cheaper. Malik Johnson obviously injured. Who knows? Maybe that will affect how much money he's looking for. But we got the big deals done. Now we need this win. We got to clinch that division. So, with that being said, once again, take my face on out of here as we look to jump on into yet another game. This time, I think we focus in on the offense. I want to watch at least the first drive offensively. And then we're going to kind of move with the flow of the game. And once again, we are at home. I feel like we've had a lot of home games. Ravens come to town. 2 9-4 teams battling it out, trying to clinch some playoff berths in the last quarter of the season. Giants coming off an embarrassing loss, though, to the Bears. And it does look like we will be getting that ball first. That is good news. We'll jump forward through the kickoff. And we'll look to take that field as it is a touchback from Jack Hoffman. Not doing much in terms of returns. So his future on this team not really locked in with his lack of use. We look to get this game underway, and it's going to be a pass from Dart. Scattaboo did run by him just to let him know, hey, I am here, but he does find Young turning up the sideline, but couldn't tiptoe the sideline. chucked that ball right by Coach Barrington as well. For the first down for the young receiver, getting a good amount of opportunity here with the injury to Malik Johnson. Hayden with the catch. Haven't seen a run call yet. How opposite is that to how we have been running this offense over the last few seasons? Here we go. Get our man The Rock. Scattaboo, first down as he jukes and jives through the gaps to the 38-yard line. I would love to see a game where he's getting about 20 carries. Consistently would be great, but at least give me one. Quick throw to the backfield, finding Scattaboo as he hustles to take the hit from Roquan Smith. Taken down, a gain of 1. They do count that as a run, as it was a backwards pass. This time an actual run, and this time he trucks Roquan Smith. Talk about a little bit of some payback there. Gain of 5, Cameron Scattaboo setting up a 3rd and 4. Giants need that 28-yard line for the first. Dart facing the blitz, steps into the throw and does have it. They say Cameron Scattaboo gets the catch. Ball came out after he already hit the ground, so first down to the 27. Giants looking to cap off their opening drive with some points. They're definitely in range to do so. As that one misses wildly. Dart sensed the pressure. Wasn't anywhere close to him. He had time. Absolutely airmailed that one. Falling incomplete. First bad play so far for the Giants. Under pressure this time, making it worse. It's a sack, loss of 9. Mike Green takes down Jackson Dart. A 3rd and now 19. Mbo just got swam by. That really does push us back here to the 36-yard line. Like to pick up a good chunk here. First down would be terrific. Ravens bring the pressure. Dart throws and misses the first down, wide open tight end. Was it Jackson Dart that said he didn't want to come back, or was it Coach Barrington that said you're not coming back? As we bring out Tyler Bass. Field goal is good. Giants at least cap off their opening drive with a field goal, collecting 3 on what could have been a whole lot more with that opening promise. But as mentioned, we're going to focus more so here on this offense throughout this game. So we're going to look to jump through most of the defense. We will jump in some key situations as they get a good return all the way up to the 35-yard line. Lamar Jackson this year, 21 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. I'm sure we'll catch him at some point throughout this game. But as for now, again, focusing on that offense. As they do pick up a first down there, Derrick Henry. A 3rd and 1. Perfect time for Derrick Henry, but instead thrown away by Lamar Jackson. No problem, though. 4th down and 1. They go to Derrick Henry. He gets that first down. As they are just feeding the run game here, but a sack comes in. Maurice Alakai. It's now 3rd and 9. And they're just going to pick up about what they lost. 4th and 3 at the 36. And they're still going for it inside the 30. Well, I think they clearly want us to jump on in. So let's watch the remainder of this drive. Ravens down inside the 30 with a fresh set, bunch up top. Lamar Jackson will step up and throw a accurate ball, and this might be a touchdown. No, Banks takes him down inside the 5. He broke through 3 different defenders. And Deonte Banks is shaken up yet again, just a couple games back from injury. Hopefully we'll see him retake the field. In the meantime, Preston Wilcox will join the field of play. Dangerous territory if you are the Giants, with a running threat here of this Ravens team. But no problem, Preston Wilcox gets stuck on in with the help of Maurice Alakai. As the time draining here in the first quarter. To tackle for a loss. We'll see if Lamar Jackson gets that ball snapped. And no, he will not. Lets that clock run through the end of the first quarter. But we're looking for pure action here. So right back to it, opposite side of the field. Second quarter underway in a 3-0 ball game. Giants looking to hold on to that. They need a turnover to do so. And they almost had it, but instead it's a touchdown to Andrews. The other Andrews on our side of the same exact name missed that. You see, actually, no, check that. It was Sanders flowing over. Andrews was covering Andrews. Sanders missed what should have been a pick over the middle. No one yelled pass, and they definitely did not yell Oski. Ravens take the lead. We're going to have to watch this PAT from a man wearing number 33. And then they show a guy wearing 1. Definitely saw number 33 kick that ball. I'm not going crazy, I swear. But once again, we're going to return here to the quick game. And if we get inside the 30 or so, we will jump in and watch. I want to see this offense do some damage today. 9-yard run there from Cameron Scattaboo. Seeing a good, healthy amount of runs here. That's what I like to see. And, well, with a 27-yarder to the rookie, we're set up at the 12. So might as well look to jump on in. Would love to watch a touchdown here. And, yes, I did knock on wood. Because you never know. We saw what Jackson Dart did around this same spot of the field last week against the Bears. It's play action. Throwing awkwardly, but does find Hayden on the crosser. Gain of 8 to the 4. And a heavy set to follow. It's a fullback dive. Fedoni does pick up about a yard. Do like that play call there. But we need to make sure we get that 1 more yard here. Quarterback sneak. Jackson Dart does have it. Setting up goal to go at the 1. Looking to clinch a division with a win, but right now we got to take that lead back. 7-3 Ravens. And nowhere to go. The Ravens sent the house. It's Davis picking up the sack. Back to the 5-yard line. I don't know what the left side of the line did that time, but it wasn't blocking. So second and goal. Now they hand it off. Cameron Scattaboo breaks the tackle, but gets taken down by the turf monster. Should have been a touchdown. What are you doing to me, Madden? DT's not even lined up on the line. Sidearm throw. Toe tap comes down out of bounds. He had the shorter option in Hayden. But we're not done here. We're going to control 1 play. 4th and goal. We want that end zone. Ravens, though, are seemingly stacking that line here. Give me a zig to that outside. There it is. Hit it. And falling down, they say short of the goal line. I don't know if the referees are watching the same game we are. He wasn't touched until he rolled in. That's a touchdown. You can't tell me that's not a touchdown. Coach is going to have to challenge this play. Tossing that red flag out there. That was a touchdown. Until you prove it otherwise here, I guess. Here's some boos coming down from the crowd. Yeah, challenge the spot of that ball. Knees down there, but you're not going to give me a great angle of where that was. Just got to give me some good news here. As a flag also comes down. Now they're getting delay a game. I am so confused on what's happening right now. Either way, it seems to be the same. So we're going to decline, and they do not say touchdown. The screen is black. I don't know what's going on with you, Madden. Let's double check you here. And see where that knee comes down. Not down there. Down there, and indeed he was short and touched down by a pair of knees. It really was that close. All right, Madden, you were correct that time. You were correct. But I want to see if this defense can get us a safety as the Ravens are snapping that ball with the ball touching the goal line. It will look to be a throw here, and they're going to pick up a good chunk, first down even, to the 12. A little bit of some breathing room now for the Ravens as their defense keeps them in front. And this time it is a handoff. Henry, though, not able to get by the line of scrimmage, taken down for a 2-yard loss. Carter got there first. Thibodeau helps clean it. We still got about 3 minutes to play here in the first half. The Ravens down inside the 10, but not the 10 they want to be. Shaking by one and sprinting by Jackson. He's got the first down, diving by the 30. Andrews not able to keep up with the contain. Should have been a sack. Instead, at the 30, Maurice Alakai with a good stuff on Derrick Henry. Call it about a gain of half a yard as we are approaching the 2-minute mark here. Giants bring the heat. It's to Henry on the screen as he will pick up about 5-6, sending us to that break. Giants would love an opportunity to tie this game up before the half. Missed out on a big opportunity leading to this current Ravens drive. It started inside the inch line. Another blitz is brought, but a first down for the Ravens. Corey Black pretty tight there in coverage, but Wester does enough to get the first down. We see a big old fella lining up at tight end. He was wearing a tight end number 2. Turf Monsters back again this time. It gets Derrick Henry trying to bust through the line. Still falls forward for a gain of 4. And they swing it out to him here. One-on-one, Kevin Salmon gets trucked. Help comes in to keep him short of the first down. It's 3rd and 2. Ravens looking for another first down. They go to Henry. Trucking through, and he's got it. Rumbling for a gain of 4. However, looks like Andrews for the Ravens injured on the play. He'll head to the sideline to get checked out. Something to do perhaps with that shoulder. The Ravens just steady marching from inside the 1, now plus side. As Jackson flips it forward to his running back out of the backfield. Spun off the hit of Andrews. He's not playing the same since we did put on that Guardian cap. Maybe it's time we do take it off. We haven't seen him think he's in OTAs in a few weeks. There's a big hit, but not a tackle from the now $200 million man. Back to the line of scrimmage, the running back gets. Timeout called there by the Ravens to preserve some time. They want the end zone rather than having to settle for a field goal. They've got 21 seconds and 1 timeout to spare. The trip set up top. Andrews returns to the field for the Ravens. And that's where they go, off of the wrist as he turns around. So 4th and 5, ball's at the 40. You are looking at a pretty long field goal here, and indeed it is a kicker wearing number 33. This one would be about a 57-yarder. And he had all the power needed, but it looked like that one might have come in to the left. Indeed it is. So Giants get the ball now, 3 timeouts at the 47, 14 seconds to work with. Would love at least a field goal here. Dart throws underneath, that's to Young, who takes a big hit from Roquan Smith and kicks us out here. So how about then we look to call a timeout? No? No timeout? Okay, I guess we'll call a timeout there then. Thanks, Madden. Didn't exactly work, but enough to give us one more play here outside of field goal range. And I do want us to pass this. I want to make sure we do pass it. See what we got dialed up. I like that. And the 49-yard line. 2 tight ends in, 2 receivers to the left. Can we make something happen here before the break? Well, we got to get around this pressure first. And he chucks it downfield. That's to Neighbors as it falls incomplete. So in yet again another tight ball game, we head to halftime in a 1-score game. Offense came close to getting a touchdown, but just couldn't quite get it done. Turn the ball over inside the 1. Ravens had their 1 touchdown drive and start the second half with possession. As they pick up a good play here. Paul Thrash. Does that name sound familiar to you Cardinal fans here? That was our receiver, has made it to the league. Paul Thrash. I want to say he was around a 6th or 7th round pick. A 3rd and 10 here does come up short. Jackson sliding down, I only assume 3 yards short, but they do go for it. And this time Jackson converts. And they're now inside the 5. Or at the 6. Paul Thrash back again. Down to the 1. Second and goal, and it's a touchdown for Mitch Coates. Ravens take a 2-score lead. Paul Thrash doing it to us as well. What a throwback. So we do get the first down. Back-to-back plays there, Max Young. Cameron Scattaboo, and then we go over the top to the rookie, Jeremiah Alexander. Making this now a 14-9 ball game. Failed 2-point conversion. No, I like the attempt there. I'm not going to harp on him. I like the attempt, the aggressive call. And we get the ball. I'm pretty sure it flashed very quickly. Drew Sanders with the fumble recovery. So let's slow things down here as we look to take a lead. Approaching the fourth quarter. Probably have time for 1-2 more plays. 2nd and 4, and Dart changing things up here. He's going to send Young down to the bottom. 2 down there, 1 up top. Shotgun look. Ravens bring that blitz. Rolls right into it, but still delivers the pass and the forearm shiver to the chin of Cameron Scattaboo. 3rd and 1. And it's a sneak here from Dart. They'll say he has it as this clock will roll to 000. We're headed to the 4th. 14-9 ball game. Now we're going to quick flip that field as we're looking to take a lead coming off a turnover. 1st and 10 of the 35, bunch to the bottom. Dart stepping up here, a little antsy. He's just got to tuck and run into the hit. Well, maybe you wonder why he's antsy. That hit, probably why. Roquan Smith just lit him up. Gain of about 1.5 there for Dart. As he throws again under pressure, finding Hayden, who goes backwards after the catch. Does, however, lead to an injury for the Ravens. Looks like Matabuke. So he'll have to head to the sideline. A quick pause of the clock as Coach Barrington tries to get his offense ready to go here for a 3rd and 7. First down mark is at the 25-yard line. It will be Dart looking to throw that ball. Steps up, rifles downfield. He's got Young inside the 10, inside the 5, not inside the end zone. Knee comes down yet again inside the 1. Even he's remembering back to the previous time we were down here. 1st and goal, let's knock it in this time. Take that lead. Cameron Scattaboo at the inch line. It's happening too often here. I would like this to be an easy walk-in. 2nd and goal. It's back to Cam. Not a walk-in, but he drags the defender in as the Giants do take that lead. And how long has it been since we watched a Cameron Scattaboo touchdown? Against the Ravens, 2 9-4 teams, this lead is going back and forth. And a little quick drink of water as we wait for the offense to retake the field, trying to find a field goal lead here. Failed the previous 2-point try. Dart taking his time to get them set up. Quick throw down to the bottom, and again it comes up short. Alexander gets the catch, but not into the end zone. 15-14, this game remains. We take the 2 PATs, and we would have had that field goal lead. Once again, we'll hop back out of here. We'll take a look at the line play. And if either team gets into that plus side, maybe inside the 40, we will jump in. Ravens do start with a gain of 9. And a first down to follow Derrick Henry. 27 yards, Paul Thrash. Stop doing it to me, man. We made you. Coach Barrington made you. And quite literally, we made you in this game as well. According, though, to what his ratings were in college football 25. But a 1st and 10 at the 34. It's a handoff. Henry, he's got some space through Deontay Banks. Good seeing him still out there. Alexander does bring down Henry. Gain of 5 as they move inside the 30. Did miss a field goal earlier this game, this time from a much shorter distance. Some motion down to the bottom. It's a quick run right down the middle. Jackson for the first down. Banks seemed to be the only one on the defense to react to that. And it's now a red zone trip for the Ravens, trying to reclaim a 4th quarter lead. Clock approaching 4:30. Jackson snaps that ball, looking for a keeper here. And a big hit, but not a wrap-up. That was Preston Wilcox. So we are still seeing a decent bit of rotation with these safeties right now. Obviously, Deonte Banks a little bit banged up. Tyrone Heggie has been locking it down. Did get banged up earlier this season, though. Henry on the carry right into Andrews with a good wrap-up. And a 3rd and 5 of the 15, and there's Thrash, the man who got him down here a couple times today. Do they look to go his way with a spread empty look? The motion that running back coats around the whole backfield, a little around the horn action. But Andrews gets open by Sanders. That is now twice. Sanders has gotten beat on a throw to Andrews, both of which have resulted in a Ravens touchdown. Not looking too good here for Sanders. We're going to jump forward. The Ravens just take that PAT. No, they go with a 2-point try and hit. It is now a 7-point ball game. Giants trying to not fall in back-to-back games. We will jump out for the whole drive here. 3:16 to go, starting at the 30. We need that end zone. 160 passing yards today compared to the Ravens' 158. Dart loads up and almost throws another pick. He's not going to find himself a fat contract extension with some of these Hail Mary balls he's throwing, prayer balls. That one, honestly, almost a hospital ball. A 2nd and 10. Dart facing a 4-man rush. He's got time. Goes up top, and that's caught first down and out of bounds. Hayden. Tight end getting involved. Obviously, Theo Johnson moved on in the last off-season. One of those guys who just didn't want to come back after winning a couple Lombardis. A 1st and 10 here at the 42 as number 44 rejoins the backfield. And over the middle, that will find Jeremiah Alexander, the rookie, with a gain of 7. As we are inside 3 minutes to play here, Giants still looking to find that end zone to tie this ball game. Dart, another quick throw up top, back to Hayden, spinning through and set up for another tackle. But a 1st down there. That was Jair Alexander in coverage. The Giants are plus side. Dart looking to throw the ball yet again. Over the middle of the field and in and out of the hands of young Wiggins. Able to pop it free there. Ball falls to the turf just before the 2-minute warning, so we'll get a stoppage after this play no matter what happens. But it's 2nd and 10. Dart throws back up top and will find Peak, tight end 2, checking in there. And that takes us through the 2-minute warning. Giants with a 3rd and 7 on the other side. Trailing a touchdown here late in the 4th quarter. Dart has thrown the ball a lot here. He's under pressure, and he's going to get dropped. Injury timeout comes in as well. Matabuke injured earlier, back down on the field. 4th and 9. And this is a situation I'm going to jump in here. I want to make sure we get a good play call. Looking for something middle. I like the Y seam. Let's rock that. 4th. And not exactly game here, as we do have 3 timeouts. But you need something big. We will take the early jump from the defense. Make this a 4th and 4 the rather. And that is on Michael Barrett. Accept it to the 37-yard line. Can change up our approach here. As we still stay out here. Got trips at the left-hand side. Hard count again there from Dart. No one offers. Was looking for something simple, but Scataboo looked to be open. What a play, though, from the linebacker to recover. And it's Barrett who jumped off sides, making up for it. And that'll bring out Jackson and Derrick Henry with a 1st down, could end this game. Things definitely stacking against the Giants right now. We will watch the defense try to get our offense the ball back. With 3 timeouts, minute 47 to work with, trailing by 7. It'll be Henry. Tried to go up and over, ends up taking the hit there from Abdul Carter. 1st timeout called, about a gain of half a yard at best there. I do look to spread things out here, still expecting to go with the run right into Sanders. There we go. That's what we need. A 3rd and 9 then, as we still need that ball back and a touchdown. The 38-yard line Ravens, they need to get to about the 46 and a half, 47 and a half. Jackson throws and they've got it. You gotta be kidding me. It is Paul Thrash, the former receiver of the man you just saw on the screen, and Coach Barrington ending the game. There is no way back from here. It will be a kneel, and 2 losses in back-to-back games in which could have clinched our division title. 2 9-4 teams, that is what the playoffs could look like. And right now, this offense is still not up to par. We're going to look where this team is with an update on the Commanders' scoreline, and if we did still end up clinching, despite the loss. And as we do roll on back here to the main screen, welcome back to the screen, my face. Another new injury. And this time it's to Nathan Oliver. Dislocated elbow, 3 to 5 weeks. Again, he could be back for the playoffs. No wonder why Paul Thrash probably started to gash us, because we didn't have our best cover man on the field. That's another blow here. We're going to move on to the Titan weeks. We got 3 more weeks left. Tell me something good, because this Giants team needs it right now. The offense has got to find a way to figure themselves out. The defense can't win us everything. And we still have not clinched. Commanders drawing close here. We are up now just 2 games. This thing is really coming down to it. We got the Titans, the Packers, and the Steelers. And it doesn't seem like the Guardian Cap is helping out Andrews. After that game against the Ravens, took some good hits, and once again, he thinks he's back to rookie OTAs. So we might need to get in a specialist for him. You know what? Let's just change it up. We've been doing speed quickly. Get up to speed quickly. I know how to read. Let's change it up. Maybe that'll finally help him. Break the trend, you know? But now we do have the 8-6 Tennessee Titans. Green Bay has taken over the 1 seed here in the NFC. So we got some tough games to finish. We need this team to finish. So we're going to jump through these as quickly as it allows us to. Once again, hop on down here, see what we're missing. Let's go with some safety, especially since all of our safeties keep getting banged up. The boost could definitely help us out. There we go. Get that set up. We need our guys to stay healthy. They're not staying healthy. We've lost 2 big players here late. Can we still find a way to fight through? Offense looks fine. Defense, though, a little bit banged up. This time, Alakai having to do a whole lot. Haven't called Alexander's name, Hunter's name, Joey Thomas's name much at all. We'll simulate that. Got 3 more games to the postseason, and we're trying not to squander it all here. But definitely missing out with those 2 guys gone. Got some player upgrades before we re-hit the field. Now going on the road, maybe that'll kind of shake things up for us a little bit. Still not seeing a whole lot from Cameron Scattaboo. I really would love for there to be a way to just adjust a slider to how much you want to run versus how much you want to pass. For Thibodeau, give a little bit of some speed rush there. Maybe a little something else to work with. +3 to the block shed. Well, that's not speed rush, but we do at least get a +2 to the finesse. That works out. Deontay Banks now playing that safety. Going to keep with the hybrid upgrades for him, just because that is a good story for him. Going from the corner to safety, obviously, he would be a little bit of a hybrid. And the rest of those guys are the backups. We'll let them auto-upgrade. We got to go win a game here. Tennessee Titans right now, our little middle of the road to a really good rushing defense, giving up the least amount of rushing yards per game, which is not good news for us because we did actually backtrack of recent. Our defense still staying pretty average there. I think our passing yards also went down a little bit. It's going to come down to the offense. They've got to find a way. By find a way, we got to win some games. So let's jump on into another one here and just see how the team does out the gate. I'm not going to jump in and strictly focus on the offense or on the defense. We're just going to start going with that quarter sim. Find some interesting moments here to jump on into this game and hopefully see this offense pick up a win. Up just 2 games here late on against the Commanders. What is that supposed to happen? Did the Tennessee Titans have a floating sword? I feel like someone's supposed to be stabbing the sword into the stone. I've never been to a Titans game. You guys tell me. I'm glad we watched that. Some more broken Madden. Everyone loves it. It looks like we do get ball first, and I want to see that line quickly move down the field and into that end zone. So as we get started here, I didn't start with that quarter sim. Go back. There we go. Quarter sim. Well, it's moving, but somehow we don't end up with any points. Come on now. We were down inside the red zone. First quarter comes to an end with no points scored. We do finally get that touchdown here in the second and finish it off with a field goal as well. We take a 10-0 lead into the break. Good couple points going back and forth here. Tennessee Titans 2 field goals. We, however, do extend that to a 17-6 lead as we move to the fourth quarter. Let's keep things rolling on in here with a sack, setting up 3rd and 10. And an interception. Great. Things are going great here for us as we're trying to clinch this division late in the season. Okonkwo picking up the first down. Tennessee Titans trying to make this a 1-score ball game as they are moving down the field, though, having problems at the 29. It's 3rd and 10, and it is thrown away. Cam Ward, they settle for their 3rd field goal. Chad Ryland, with around 6.5 minutes to go here, would love a long and slow methodical drive, but Max Young starts us off with a 14. We're back again with 12 to Max Young. Make it plus side now with Neighbors. And now we're going to jump on in here. I want to see a little bit of action in this game. Though I feel like when we've jumped in of late, things have gone horribly wrong. With a 2nd and 1 at the 35, bringing that blitz. Good pickup from Cam, but Dart doesn't know how to handle it. Backtracks, loses some yards, and now we lose our highest rated offensive lineman. Thomas heads to the sideline a bit shaken up. On this rainy day in Nashville, Tennessee, it's 3rd and 11. The 45-yard line. Giants looking to throw that ball, and that one's going to be thrown well short. That play never had a chance. Dart just not getting that ball pushed downfield like he should be. This is a 1-score game, mind you. Up by only 8. Tennessee getting the ball back as that ball goes out at the 9. Good punt, though. Cam Ward, over 3,100 passing yards, 21 touchdowns on the season. We'll see him if he gets his offense deep inside plus side. They do start with some good separation between them and the end zone, but lose yards with a sack. Abdul Carter, 4th and 10. With 3:30, do they punt? Do they go for it? They do punt that ball away. Now, what we're going to do here is not jump in and actually play, but I just want to make sure we are chewing that clock. So we'll get that set up, and we will see if this offense can finally put a game to rest. Looking to find ourselves back in the winners column with 3:07 and counting. It's a bunch of space down the middle. Cam trucking through some DBs, and a timeout does come in for Tennessee. They'll have 2 more remaining. 17-9. Just over 3 minutes on that clock. And inside the 40 here, looking for a stretch to the outside. There goes Cam. Once again, bouncing off some weak tackles. And an injury comes in. Thomas trying to fight through that pain. Get him off this field. Keep him healthy for a playoff run. Knock on wood, cross your fingers as we look to secure that in this game. The motion down to the bottom, that is Alexander, the rookie receiver. It's back to Cam, bouncing off, and will pick up, grinding an extra couple yards there at the end. His 11th carry goes for 7. Still would love to see an offense that gives him 20 to 25 a game. You could even count around 5 or so of that being receiving touches. As it's a keeper here for Dart, right into Jeffrey Simmons, slowing that play down. A timeout is called for Tennessee. They are now out of timeouts. They will, however, have the 2-minute break. That should be after about 1 to 2 plays. The 3rd and 2. And a delay on the handoff, but it does work out. First down, Cam holds on to that ball. And it just so happens to be an injury timeout to Barton. Now that will stop the clock here. Tennessee with a free timeout. He will at least have to leave the field for a play. As it's back to Cam, trucking through and grinding out a few. 2 yards away from 100 on the day. He's only done that once so far this season. Far cry from what we're used to of the Triple Crown running back guy the last few seasons. They do snap that ball just before the 2-minute go for the end around. Jeremiah Alexander, though, stopped up at the 5. He does pick up about a yard on the play, taking us through the break here. Now, a field goal does give us a 2-score lead, so we don't need to press anything here. And I don't like the empty call set. 3rd and goal, Dart will look to step up. Linebackers lurking, but sit flat-footed. Well, I guess it's a good call. Dart finally looks to run that ball and runs us to a 2-score lead. Inside 2 minutes, Tennessee Titans do not have a timeout to their name. Big play there from Dart. We'll see if Tennessee can make anything happen here with less than a minute 50 as they get that ball. A minute 45. Get no timeouts for them. Cam throws away. Short gain of 5. Tolbert, 3rd and 5. They pick up 4. It's 4th and game here for them. And they'll at least get that first down. Ben Hodge. But well inside a minute to go here. Now 30 seconds as they lose 2 on a run play. They do realize they're down 24-9. Looks like they are just settling for the loss. Giants snap their 2-game losing streak. Picking up that win against the Tennessee Titans. Moving to 8-5 on the season. 2 games left. And if the Commanders lost this week, we would have clinched. Once again, we are sitting on the precipice of another division title. And this time, it's possible, as we finally won that game, snapping the streak. And once again, we find ourselves sitting here looking for some good news. Well, I will say Jeremiah Alexander has been stepping up his play. Very much is a similar type receiver to that of Malik Johnson. And Jeremiah Alexander is a superstar. His abilities right now, though, only hold recuperation. And I will say as I say that, how about I actually bring my face back up here so I can tell you. There we go. I will say I do change these abilities, but I change them to match how they play on the field. So it's nothing weird. It's just building basically the personality almost of these players. But we do find another big hit here. All of our receivers are superstar or more in the traditional starting lineup, again, when healthy. Kevin Salmon getting a boost here as well. Give me some slot. He plays on the outside, but I do like the slot because typically it gives you the option at least to get both the man and zone. Does get a good +3 tackle. He did get trucked pretty hard by Derrick Henry, so maybe he learned a thing or two. But as we look to move on to week 17, have we clinched the division for the 3rd year in a row? We'll find out shortly. Commanders would have had to lose for that to be the case. If they win, they keep this stretching for at least one more game. And it would be for a Sunday night prime time against the number 1 seed last time we checked of the NFC. And we still have not clinched. It will come down to this. Green Bay, though, does drop to 5. So they went from the number 1 seed. I think they lost their last game. Detroit won. They have the tiebreaker against Green Bay, so they are the first to clinch. We have one more game to try to clinch ourselves. A win against Green Bay would do it. So once again, we're going to look to jump right on in here. It's going to be on the road. Really wish these things stayed where you have them set every single week. Would be great. EA, if you're watching by chance, have that in Madden 27. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you click too fast, right? Get those all set up. How are we looking health-wise? A little bit banged up, so who needs to sit? We're going to go half pads there for Hayden. Yeah, definitely full rest for Thomas. Full rest for Morgan. Defensively, yeah, we're going to need to sit some guys here. That is for sure. Our defensive line, our DTs are beat up after that game. But everyone else does look to be pretty solid. At least one more game here today. A win, and we will probably just sim through the last game. We'll do a quick watch through sim of that last game. No new injuries as well. Couple more upgrades, and then we are headed out to Green Bay. Abdul Carter with the boost. The now $223 million man. Over 5 years. Locked down him for the course of this series. Brink as well. Just continue with those power upgrades. That is what Cam needs. Just got to get Cam the ball. +4, though, to the pass blocking. That is a massive upgrade. Yeah, he's getting ever closer to being a full-time starter. Dante Fisher, we'll go ahead and give you some pass coverage upgrade. That is the hidden dev late-round linebacker we did pick up in the last draft. Great draft for us. Now we need another great game. So with that being said, let's get game ready. Face is off of here. Light is off. Let's jump on in to Lambeau Field. Looking to just extend the losing here for the Green Bay Packers. We all know I love that on this channel. One more win. We clinch the division and clinch the playoffs. We are out of the first seed. The head-to-head, we already lost against the Lions, so Week 18 would not matter much for us outside of some seeding. This is our big game right here. Sunday night prime time. Packers also looking to adjust their own seeding by taking down the 2 seed. Love and company. But why not a snow game here? That would have made things very interesting. Might be slightly early in Green Bay. But again, we are going to start here by just taking a look at the flow of the game. Jumping in where necessary. Good start here defensively, and we don't give it up there on third, though it was worrisome. Good quick 3 and out here, but then we lose 10 yards on the penalty. Great way to start. We do get back 9 of that. Max Young having to step up here due to injuries. And pass knocked away by Edgerrin Cooper. So both teams essentially go 3 and out to start. Not a hot start if you ask me, and I was jumping forward too quick. What just happened? Pass intercepted by Tremaine Rosemond, having to get some playing time due to Nathan Oliver being out injured. He doesn't play zone at all. This must have been a man play because he just picked off Love for a touchdown. Way to go, young fella. As we will continue moving forward here, Giants with the lead, 7-0. Packers, though, coming back with a fury. 2 big passing plays. The run game doesn't go their way. And knocked away by Barrett Carter. It's 3rd and 13. And it is thrown away. Defense stands, and they punt that ball away. Pretty good punt as well, starting us back inside the 5. Now we're going backwards. Good news, that penalty, only 2 yards, half the distance. We get the 2 back plus 2 more. 2nd and 8. There's a pop. Now we can breathe. Jeremiah Alexander. Looking for some more big plays here. We're going to need it with a 3rd and 5. And we go backwards. Sack from Monty Rose. So a little bit of some back and forth here in the first. Giants, though, holding on to that lead. Packers struggling to move against this defense as we move into the second quarter. Some more punting here. What is this, the Super Bowl first half? For the Patriots the whole game? I mean, we're just going straight backwards here. What is with this offense? Big hit there, though, for the Packers. But then they look to stall out. They might have a field goal opportunity here, though. No, just kidding. We got ball. It was a 4th and down that they had a turnover on downs. Pay full attention here. We might just get something going. 2nd and 10. There we go. Gain of 9. It's 3rd and 1. It's 4th and 1. We're going for it. We got to have more than just 7 points on this board. I don't know if we've jumped into a game in the second quarter. Just inside the 2-minute mark as well. It's Fedoni for that first down. Spun forward as he's taken down just inside the 30. I think we might just stay out here as well. Been a while since we've ran some of this offense. Bunch right, neighbors to the left. Got some new receivers we haven't really thrown to much either. We got an open target downfield, Alexander. That ball drops in for the touchdown. Giants finally get back on the board. Make this a 14-0 ball game and another one for the superstar rookie. And Dart finally delivers a good pass as well. That's what we like to see. Would also like to see, I don't know if you guys could hear it, the clicking. Yeah, I would love to be able to skip through some of these screens. There we go. Big hit there as we look to continue on here. Looking to clinch this division. Packers, though, they might be looking for some points before the end of this half. Though a sack comes in losing 10, Darius Alexander. And then it's knocked away, Maurice Alakai, all right. But then the big hit up the sideline, it seems here, Isaiah Likely. Let's slow things down a little bit. See if our defense can stand here in the waning few seconds of this first half. Packers do have a timeout. Love throws as he takes a hit. It's caught, then taken out of bounds. Jacobs' gain of 3 does stop that clock. Again, Packers do still have a timeout. The 2nd and 7 just inside the 20. Love goes up top. Hooks up with Kraft, who stretches forward like this is college football. You still got to call a timeout there. He also didn't even get the first down. 3rd and inches, tackling bounds here. We're good to head to half. And here comes the pressure. It is Thibodeau. Julian Love taken down. Julian Love. That's the wrong Love. But Love's still taken down. I was thinking about the Seattle Seahawks and their Super Bowl win. We're going to take this, I guess, straight on over to the start of the second half as Giants get ball up 14. And we're going to look to move through this quarter a little bit faster as we were a slow march there in the first half. Up 14-0. Seeing a lot more punts taking place here. As we do extend that lead, we got a safety. Who got the safety? We're just going to take a quick look at the stats here. That's something to celebrate. Giants, defense, safety. It was Maurice Alakai. There we go. He's having a phenomenal season. We'll have to check in on the stats of all these guys at the end. We'll start with a slow march here. Get inside the red zone, or how about a touchdown? Jeremiah Alexander double dipping today as we are en route to a big win here in Lambeau. 4th down conversion for the Packers as they are still trying to find their first points of the game. And it hits with 4:44 left on the clock. And they also get the 2-point try with Josh Jacobs. 23-8. Giants just need to milk this clock. Though we lose some yards there on the sack, Monty Rose. I believe that's 2 for him. Dart then throws it away. Packers will get ball, but starting with another sack, Kayvon Thibodeau. Knocked away Preston Wilcox. Losing more on 3rd, it is Maurice Alakai, and a 4th and 22. And they only gain 4. We'll take over just outside the red zone, looking to put this game to bed. We do tack on that field goal. And that is your game, 26-8. That is 3 years in a row. We have clinched the NFC East and are headed back to the playoffs for our 4th straight year. The four-peat is alive. And Jeremiah Alexander, after that kind of performance, gets 3 upgrades. That is huge for the playoffs. Now, we are going to go a little bit of some deep threat here. If we are missing some of our deep opportunities, gets that ability slot as well. Tack on one as well to that physical. That is his game. And it's really good upgrades here for the rookie. We'll have to check in on his stats. We'll go slot as well. We're going to spread out those different points. They all obviously go back to the same thing, but catching traffic is big. Release gets the boost. Superstar. Now with short out elite. I like that. I like that for who's supposed to be our big body slot. Speaking of big body here. There we go. Get myself back here as we look to confirm that we have clinched the playoffs. But first, you got to mix good news with bad news, right? Another new injury. And now it's Tyrone Heggie. Torn labrum, 3 to 5 weeks. Again, he potentially could be back. We're getting shredded right now. The four-peat is looking ever more difficult. But we are going to look to advance 1 week here to week 18. Tell me something good. If I had the rights to the song, I would play it. We all know what we're talking about. Week 18. And we have clinched the division. But at 11-5, the Lions at 12-4. Even if we won, the Lions lost, we would not have a play for that first because we lost to the Lions earlier in a head-to-head. So to round out our episode, our stream here today, we are going to do a backups game. And we're just going to throw them out there. We're going to start with the quick sim, get through the quarters, might jump into a little bit of that fourth quarter there. Because I want to make sure all these guys are as healthy as possible since we're not getting that first round bye for the first time in 2 seasons, I believe. Yeah, because the first year we did play the wild card round. So let's make sure we're, again, as healthy as we could possibly be. Even the backups don't get the boost here. So all they get, let's go receiver, O-line. I want to make sure we're also getting that focus player. A new quarterback will be in there. Our secondary has been shredded. I would have liked to get them in there, but we're going to keep with what we have. And again, we're going to try to make sure we keep these guys as healthy as possible week in, week out. Clearly has not worked as well this year, a bit more banged up. And I was going to have, we'll have, the offense then do half pads. But let's check on everyone else. Because I want everyone at least to be half pads. Some of these guys are just going to have straight rests. There we go. We don't have a strong safety, apparently. So we're going to need to make a roster move there. Yeah, because Tyrone Heggie just got injured. So I don't know. We'll double check something real quick before we get into that last game. Apologies if you hear the dog barking. We'll check the transactions real quick to make sure. Yeah, the last thing it has for us was those signings. So we should be good then. Since we had that injury, didn't know if it auto-signed or released someone. So let's make sure that we could actually head into this last game. We're going to have to adjust the roster real quick. Tyrone Heggie shaking up. That is a big blow. So that means then for us, we go Wilcox or do we go with the rookie? The rookie was going to probably get the start anyway here. Both are actually going to get the start. So we're going to move the rookie. He's going to get his first start of his career, as we are going to have the backups play the last game, as our spot is basically already locked in. Again, we'll just check over those standings. So who's in third? Atlanta at 9-7. And then the NFC West is not good. NFC South really. So even if we lose this game, we're going to be guaranteed second. So, yeah, perfectly fine. Get a couple upgrades in here. We'll jump in, get those backups in the ball game, and jump through a little bit, see how they do. But we won the division. 3 years in a row, I believe. Yeah, 3 years in a row we won the division. The first year we made the playoffs with Coach Barrington, but we did not win the division. I believe that was the Eagles. I want to say it was the Eagles. Let those guys auto upgrade. Some of them might actually be on the field in this last game. And speaking of on the field, we get field ready. Week 18, we'll again just jump through parts of this one. Leave the backups some love. And see if any of them end up making some big plays. As we are, well, we started at 4, so closing in on 2 hours going here. And we'll just get straight on into it. And by straight on into it, I mean to the pause screen here, is we got to change up who is out there. These starters have earned their day off. So Luke Ray will take the field. Chris Colvin, who looked really good early this year when Cameron Scadaboo was out injured, we're going to give him the start. Fedoni, you're going to stay at fullback because you wanted to leave, so that's what happens. Let's get Hoffman on the outside. I want to see Hoffman and Alexander. Young can stay in the slot. Wells in there. And it looks like we might have to have Hayden play some emergency tight end. We'll leave Fedoni there as well. We'll give him a little bit of some love. And he hasn't done enough to potentially get any sort of offensive player or offensive rookie of the year. So we are gonna take out Hayden, get Stevenson up here, see what he can do. And then let's get some of these backup linemen in here who actually have a chance to potentially do something for us these next couple seasons. So Brink is in, Hill is in. We don't really have the depth elsewhere on the offensive line. Johnson and Walker. Walker, then Johnson. We'll keep Hunter Jones in there because he doesn't play that often. And then because Alexander wants to leave, we'll force him out there. Let's get Lashley some playing time. Lashley and McLeod. We've got a really good backup group of linebackers. Looks like Sanders, though. No, Sanders can go out, and we'll bring in Fisher. Cornerback-wise, these guys are really banged up. Let's see what Roseman can do on the outside. Franklin on the outside. Corey Black will be the third, playing the slot. And then safety-wise, Wilcox will get the start. Banks is going to have to be the primary backup at safety. Third down running back. Let's go with Edwards, then Colvin. Gadget. We'll put an ETN there. Why not? Power is going to be Colvin. Slot receiver. Alexander we wanted on the outside. So Wells, I suppose. We're not very deep. So let's also chalk in Hayden and Fedoni. Then go Davis, then Walker. Rush DTs, Jones and Thomas. Jones and Thomas one more time. Sub linebacker, give me Lashley and McLeod. And then wrap it up here with Fisher. And then Corey Black will stay in the slot. There we go. Backups are in. As we look to start here, we're going to slowly move through these a little bit just so we could get somewhat of some names popping up here. The Steelers started with a fullback run And they end up going straight up 3 and out. Way to go, backup defense. Steelers 7 and 9. And we start with a big hit. Allen Wells with a gain of 12. However, it is then thrown away. But then we're right back to it with Jack Hoffman picking up 9. We've got a first down here with a Chris Colvin 4-yard run. And we are down close to the 25-yard line. Well, let's slow up here. The backups have come to play week 18. Inside the 30, 1st and 10 with a bunch to the bottom. One up top, Luke Ray under center. As he will look to throw an interception. Well, it was looking great until we decided to watch, and then Queen gets the interception. So we haven't learned our lesson. But what we're not going to do is watch the Steelers celebrating as they picked off a backup offense. However, their offense is now moving, though going backwards as it's a sack from Joey Thomas. He's a man who already said he didn't want to come back as soon as he showed up here. So I guess he doesn't like New Jersey / New York. But the offense once again is back rolling here. Seeing a good bit of Jeremiah Alexander till we go backwards. A sack from Jimmy Wheatley. We lose 10. We then get knocked away by Patrick Queen. He doesn't pick it off this time, but we convert. 28 to Max Young. We're going to try this again. We're going to slow it down. Offense, don't do me wrong. And by offense, I mean the quarterbacks. Deep back is going to be Colvin. As it's going to be play action his way under pressure. Let that one rip up the sideline. First down inside the 15. It's Hoffman. He's got some speed, and he separates there with it. Not much outside of the speed. As Luke Ray lets that clock melt away. We go through the first break of this game. First quarter done and dusted. 0-0 still remains here. The Giants are at the 15. Looking to close out their season with a backup win. It's Colvin with a good truck. Unfortunately, he was not able to keep his feet through that truck. Took a pretty good lick. However, he does appear to bounce back up. A lot of guys injured on both sides of the ball for both teams. Right now, it's the backups getting their time to shine. Giants already clinched their division for the 3rd straight year. Luke Ray spins, he throws. He's got a man. That's Peak out of bounds at the 9. That sets up a 3rd and 4. Steelers crowd still trying to get into it here at 7 and 9 as Luke Ray rolls. He's got it. That's going to be a Jeremiah Alexander touchdown. And if this guy continues to shred defenses, you're going to see a lot more young receivers wearing 85 and rocking those long sleeves. We have hit on every single receiver draft that we have done so far. Malik Johnson, an X Factor, unfortunately injured. Now you got Jeremiah Alexander coming in. Superstar and shredding it here his rookie season. Offense has changed to get him more involved and to try to get the running game more involved as well. We take a 7-0 lead. And Steelers starting off with a hot play, though an injury to their left tackle. They'll still fight forward. Here's DK Metcalf, gets him plus side. Caleb Johnson with the first down. Throw away by Max Northcutt. 5 more here to Hunter Pearson. That's now 2 carries for the fullback. 3rd and 5. They get 5, and that's just enough for a Steeler first down. First down here on 2nd and 1. We will jump in, see what this defense can do. That'll do it. So far, the backup defense has done a great job. But now we got to keep them out of the end zone. It's going to be a tight single back set here for the Steelers at the 19. Northcutt dropping back. Will check down Johnson, who takes a big hit. That is McLeod. We know one thing from him, and that is he's a hitter. He got away last episode, last stream, with what should have been a targeting call. Johnson falling forward here to pick up 1 on the quick check down. That was Lashley with the stop. A man who could see a lot more playing time into this team's future. 3rd and 9, stepping up Northcutt. He's got nothing but space headed north for a first down to the 5. Call that a gain of 13. A bunch down to the bottom. Tied in at the top of the line. Johnson huffing and puffing. as he gets the delayed handoff, shakes by one, and grinds out about 2.5 yards. Preston Wilcox does get the stop. It's second and goal. New running back in the game. Keep an eye on him. With a motion from the receiver. It's just a fake and a big hit. Joey Thomas welcoming in that new running back with a big hit. That is Zimmerman, and he might need to go to the sideline to get checked for a concussion. Wow, he ran into like 3 brick walls. Third and goal. Steelers looking to go to the air under pressure, and Lashley gets the sack. That was a straight blitz the whole way, and he hits home. So far in this first half, the Steelers have not found a touchdown against the backup defense. They bring out the field goal unit, and we'll knock that one through, getting on the scoreboard at least here, 7-3. So far, pleasantly surprised. As we've got about 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half, this offense gets something done. Well, we do start with a gain of 6. Injury, though, on Kelsheem Griffith. So that's a big miss there for the Steelers. But they will get the ball back as their defense does bow up. About 1.5 minutes to play here. They get away from their own end zone. Gain of 11. 12 more to DK Metcalf. Inside a minute to play. As we replay that play. Make it around 40 seconds to go. Thrown away Northcutt. And a sack comes in. Joey Thomas. He's making a name for himself and showing why Coach Barrington signed him as a UDFA. But at halftime, it is 7-3, and we're going to start trying to move through this a little bit quicker here as the offense does go 3 and out. Steelers picking up some big plays, but then stall out, have to settle again for the field goal. Giants backups are holding on to a 1-point lead. As the offense is moving that ball to the midfield line here. And we've got a 4th and 1. You know what we're doing. We're jumping in here. We're staying aggressive. We're only up by 1. This is the backups game. Let's try to pick up another win to close out the season. And we're going to try to follow behind some of these big boys up front. The 2 guards we spent our draft picks on. Colvin, though, gets sat down. Patrick Queen lays the hit. And a freight train v. freight train. We found out which one was packing more coal. I don't know. Did that sound cool or not? It just popped in my head. Freight trains, are they still running off of coal? I don't even know. If some places still use trains. I see it drive through my town quite regularly. Pretty sure I also saw a coal train the other day, like a train shipping coal. As the Steelers looking to find their first lead here, and a sack comes in. Hunter Jones pushing them back. Field goal, though, would still give them the lead, but Ethan White misses it. Giants holding on here into the 4th quarter. 3rd and 3, though. Jeremiah Alexander's back. And before we let them continue rolling on here, I want to start chewing some clock. So let's do that. And on top of that, I want to see a little bit more here of this offense. We got ball at the 40, still on our side of the field. The 1st and 10. It's a handoff. Colvin, and he's stopped up at the line. Good job there from the DB, crashing in on it. No gain. As the offense changes up their approach here. 3-man rush leaves time for Luke Ray as he checks this one down to peak. He's got a short gain there, nothing fancy. A $151 through the air for Luke Ray today, a touchdown and an interception. But facing a 3rd and 8 here with trips up top. Looking for somewhere to go. Throws down underneath and punched out of the hands there. A peak. That play, once again, didn't have anything doing. We'll have to punt this one. 7-6. Still, though, very proud of what this backup team is doing right now. Holding on. 7-6. DK Metcalf, though, starting with 17 for the Steelers. They just got to find a way to follow up with it. John Williams with another 10. 3rd and inches. It's thrown away. I imagine the Steelers do look to go for it here. So let's just slow things down. They're trailing by a point, and it's 4th and millimeters even. Doesn't look like a quarterback sneak is in play. They go with a stretch up top, and here comes the safety crashing down. to force the turnover on downs. 7-6. The Giants still find a way to hold on here. Great job, Preston Wilcox. Getting the start at safety. He's had to start a fair amount of games with the injuries we've had to the DB group. That's going to bring the offense out here. Now to make sure we are jumping on in to see them hopefully. Well, we're going to watch the rest of this game because it just glitched. So no matter what happens, that's what we're doing. 7-6 with 4:01 on the clock. Luke Ray still throwing. In and out of the hands of Hoffman. Patrick Queen has been a ball hawk today. We do have the ball plus side. Probably need about another 5 to 10 yards for a safe field goal range. We've got the screen set up for it. We'll get that 10, make it about a gain of 12. First down to the 32. We'll follow it with some more heavy sets. That's what we want to see. We want to see some runs here. Looking for Colvin. He had a lane, but he's late to get to it. Filled up in the gap. Gain of 1. That clock is rolling inside 3 minutes. Approaching 2:40 here. Bunch up top, one to the bottom is Hoffman. Has that speed. But it's going to be back to Colvin. And there's no space for it. Timeout comes in here for the Steelers. We'll have a couple more remaining. Still trailing by 1. They have not scored a touchdown yet against the backup defense of Coach Barrington. So 3rd and 9. They do bring that blitz. Luke Ray had time, but does not have an open target. He will take the sack. We've had 7 sacks today. Just as many points as we have on the board. But that sack might have pushed us out of field goal range here. This is a long one, kicking from the 48. It's a 58-yarder. Tyler Bass looks like he pulls that one to the left. No good, leaving a short field here for the Steelers. They were set up for a chip shot field goal last time and missed it. Setting up the screen here, it's to Johnson. Good block in front. He's got the sideline, and he will take the sideline out of bounds at the 41. Stopping that clock, 2:20 to go. They do have the 2-minute warning and a timeout in their back pocket. They trail by 1. Quick throw to the flat, and will be chopped down there by McLeod, a gain of 5. Getting back to the line here is Northcutt under center. It's play action, quick pressure, but the pass is tipped around 2 to 3 times. Could have been picked each of those times. Could have also been a sack. Guess we'll take the 3rd and 5 here with a trip set up top. Northcutt under pressure, might have been holding, but he delivers a clean pass to DK Metcalf. As we should hit the 2-minute warning here. Steelers trying to find a lead here late. They are just 11 yards away from it. Around this same spot, they did miss a field goal last time. One timeout to play with, but they don't need it. It's a touchdown from Northcutt to Galindo for the first. Not only for the first, for their first lead of the game. We'll see if they look to go for 2 here to make it a full touchdown lead. Indeed they do. Steelers crowd hooping and a hollering here. Their offense looks for 2 more points. Northcutt rolls up top, pressure builds, but he delivers another clean pass, converting the 8-point play. Steelers go ahead by 7. And that's about a gut punch here for this backup offense. I would love to jump in and run with them here, but due to the game glitching, we cannot. So it's going to be up to the backups to try to tie this game and maybe give us a little extra football here in Week 18. Starting with a spread look, 2 to the bottom, 1 up top, plus a tight end. Luke Ray, a little bit more of a short to medium thrower on the run, and he's got his man. That's Allen Wells to midfield. Coach B calls his first timeout. 2 more remains for the Giants as their backups try to end Week 18 in a bang. I would honestly say if you get a touchdown here, you go for 2. Because why not? Not that I have a say, because again, game broke. Quick dump off is then dropped by Alexander. Honestly, I'll take it. Perfectly fine with that. It does stop the clock for us. Minimal gain, if anything, there. So 2nd and 10. Steelers do bring a little bit of that blitz, but it's still only 4 men, and we find Peak this time out of the 36. Giants, they're moving here. Backups come ready to play. These 2 tight ends at the bottom of the formation. Leave 2 receivers up top. 5-man rush from the Steelers. Luke Ray flips it forward, but over the head of Colvin. The fact that that was almost a play, though, was insane. Especially for the fact that this team has largely not seen much of the playing field. We do have some starters out there on the offensive line. That's it. Luke Ray here facing another rush. There's a check over the middle. That's going to be the rookie for the first down to the 25 as we just now move inside a minute 30. So we've done very well managing that clock. Again, still have those 2 timeouts. About 25 yards away. Ray here, he had time, but now he bails back instead of stepping forward. He should have ran that ball. Get about a gain of even nothing would have been better than that. 4-man rush here, throws over the middle, finding Hoffman, who picks up about the lost yardage. But it does still leave a 3rd and 11. Quickly back to the line. The bunch up top, Hoffman at the bottom. They are a tight shotgun look. 4-man rush here against Ray, and again, he barely gets that one out. Leaving 4th and game here. Steelers have been dying. Wow. Steelers have been drawing up some nice blitz packages as well. 4-man straight rush here. Does almost get back there, and he misses the throw. He had Hoffman. Ultimately, the Steelers will look to pick up the win here against the Giants backups in Week 18. 14-7 as Northcutt takes the field here to kneel that clock out. If only this was college football, we'd already be in the done over screen. We'll have to let a few more seconds run off the clock there. But I got to give some props, though, to that second team. The defense largely shut down the Steelers. Only gave up 1 touchdown. Unfortunately, was that 8-point play. But not too bad here from the backup defense. The offense still struggled to find points, and that has been the story of our season. Well, the story's not over yet. As we've got one last thing here to do today, and that is not necessarily upgrade Hoffman, but there you go. Get yourself a little upgrade. We are set to head to the postseason. This year, we will have to play in the wild card. But who we're going to be playing against, we are soon to find out as we sim forward the week. We'll find out our opponent, and then we'll check some stats. But Coach Barrington has made it to the playoffs each and every year of his NFL head coaching career. And we face the Philadelphia Eagles. My, oh my, isn't that fitting? If we just go back and check our regular season here, we did squeeze out a very, very narrow win against the Eagles in Week 1. This was a 14-point fourth quarter comeback that we capped it off at the very end. The second game, however, did not go as smoothly for us. 10-7 there. We scored all of our points in the first half. Philadelphia separated there in the fourth, and we couldn't overcome. If I'm not mistaken, looks like I am, because I could have sworn that was one that Jackson Dart threw an interception. Does not seem to be the case. But we've got a rivalry game to open up next time. And when we come back next, it should be next Wednesday. I'll have to double check the schedule. I will always let you guys know if any sort of non-typical schedule Monday through Friday does happen on the channel via the post. So make sure you don't miss that. Hit the bell icon in the bottom right corner and make sure you also tag team it with the bell icon so you're notified of when anything happens here on the channel. But the next stream will be the playoffs. I'm hoping that we play all the way through, or if it is all the way to the Super Bowl, we might save the Super Bowl for its own separate stream. But we will be watching every single play, at least not punting or kickoffs like that, like typical how the editing for the normal episodes go, where you just watch it on YouTube, not streamed. If all the kicks, punts on all the kicks and punts we normally take out unless something happens, that'll be how we do the watch stream, just to make sure they don't take too long. Or if it ends up turning into a blowout, we will get through it quicker if that blowout is us winning. But next time we do start with the wild card. But before we go, let's just take a quick look at the end of year stats. Jackson Dart threw the ball 415 times. I have a feeling that is more than he has thrown in any of the past seasons. Yep, it is. We did throw a good bit last year, 386, but that is still about 30 more passes, which would be about a whole extra game, maybe even close to a game and a quarter. So Jackson Dart, we've kind of put the offense on his shoulders this year, and it was not good, to be honest. 19 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, not awful. 69% completion is not awful. A 102.2 QBR. Again, it wasn't bad. He just didn't lead us too much. He was sacked 45 times. Cameron Scott, who essentially had his carries almost cut in half, wasn't even a 1,000-yard runner, but still averaged over 5 yards a carry. Just 4 touchdowns. Again, the offense did not run how I was hoping it would. We'll continue to try to fix that. Malik Neighbors does not hit 1,000, doesn't even hit 800, but close. Jeremiah Alexander could very well be the rookie of the year. With 53 grabs, 754 yards. He averaged 14.2 yards a catch, only 44.4 yards a game, but he did have 10 touchdowns. He led us by far in receiving touchdowns. ETN, surprisingly down here, did have 2. As for Hayden, another rookie, I mean, solid year in terms of receptions and yards for a tight end. Would have liked to see a little bit more touchdowns there. Cam does get 2 more receiving touchdowns and 250 through the air, but offense just wasn't quite it this year. And we did see some more sacks given up by Andrew Thomas, at least. Mbo kind of expected. Tafoya moving to a new spot, solid work. Honestly, Cameron Williams, solid work. Brink in his limited playing time did give up 2 sacks, so that's a little bit more costly, perhaps, for his future. Carl Hill, though, did do a good job. Defense, Tyrone Heggie. We need him back for the playoffs, that's for sure. He finishes with over 100 tackles, so he was flying around the field. Abdul Carter, 17 TFLs. Maurice Alakai with 14. Thibodeau with 11. Alexander with 10. And then your sack leader is Abdul Carter. Thibodeau had 11. Alakai, 7.5. 7 for Darius Alexander. He's about to go get a lot of money in free agency. Only 4 interceptions this year. That's a bit of a letdown. One of them wasn't even a starter. So that's concerning. And we did force, though, quite a few fumbles. So we actually forced 6 there. So in total, 10 turnovers forced. But we only got back 5 of those 6. So we'll say 9 turnovers forced this year. Could have been a bit better. Kicking game was solid here with Tyler Bass. Nothing to complain about there. But the whole thing, we're not done yet. We still have the postseason. So make sure if you enjoyed, you leave the video a big old thumbs up, or the stream a thumbs up. If you're watching after, go ahead and leave it that thumbs up, or hype it if you have that opportunity. We will be back again. It should be next Wednesday. If that changes, I'll let you know in the community tab. And we will get through, as long as we win, wild card through the NFC title game. We will save the Super Bowl for its own show. But next time, tomorrow, we'll be back with Kent State. That'll probably be a later evening, late afternoon, early evening timing for that release, as I need to record that tomorrow morning as well. So we will see you there with Kent State. But we did make it through. We clinched that division. Philadelphia and the Commanders make it for us. That's just how bad the NFC West and the South were. But we will see you guys next time. Thank you all for being here. And until next time, we still got a whole lot of college football action coming your way. So stay tuned for that.